Alright guys, here we are in the game. This is Rifkin with my sub-in cast here, Nightrox. How's it going, man?
Ah, it's going perfect.
Alright, well, spawning here in the top left corner of Belshire, guys, on the ace match, the last game of the day for the ZOTAC April monthly finals. He's red, he's Terran, it's Polt. And would you like to do the other players here?
Yeah, sure. And in the bottom right, we have the blue player from Liquid. It's Liquid.Snute.
Now, to explain real quick, Penguin did have to go for dinner, guys, so sadly he wussed out. And luckily, though, his awesome teammate, another Zerg player, stepping in for him, Nightrox, also from Mind Sanity. Both players currently in the Mind Sanity house, so pretty cool beans. Now, I don't know, have you been watching the series from the side while you guys are eating dinner and stuff? Or are you just, like, sitting down and you're like, holy crap, it's two good players?
No, I've watched the first game, which was pretty intense, and now I came in for the last game, which happened. And yeah, pretty good games so far, which I saw from them.
Alright, well, let's hear some blind predictions then. Because, of course, it's far too early, there's no cheese going on. What do you think Snoot's going to go for this game?
Belshire is a very macro-oriented play, but I don't know if Snute really favors Mutas that much, so I think he probably go for a Roach play or kind of Link Binding play into fast Ultralisks.
Man, the Roaches he's been showing these last two games, especially, oh my goodness, talk about Vis. I really like, too, the fact that, you know, he started off, like, when you're down 0-2 in a best of 5, whether you are willing to acknowledge it or not, that sucks. That's a bad situation to be in, but playing strong and sticking it through, he's brought it back so far. And I can't say that I see him going for Ultralist, but I would love to. I think it'd be absolutely fun to see.
Yeah. It comes down, like he saw in the first two games, which Polt is really strong versus some kind of stuff, so we try to counter that with like the fast Roach play. So...
Well, the Roach timing has been hitting at exactly what it needs to. I mean, both times it caught Polt when he was going across the map. He had units in the medevac excellence, you know, 6 or 8 less Marines he has at home to defend, and just overpowering his opponent is Snute in all of these games.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, some Lings started here. 6 out fairly early. Not enough to really end the game by any means, but they will help deal with his Reaper. Of course, it's always better to lose Zerglings than it is drones, and it's no fun having to build cancel buildings to keep them alive.
Yeah, he will get some... No, it's pretty good micro here from Snute, so he won't lose any links so far.
I really like this too, because every game he's lost everything prior to actually shutting the Reapers down. This almost feels like, I don't know if you ever watched Star Trek, but like the Borg, you know, just adapting to the way Polt plays.
Yeah. The Reaper's... the Link's
the Reaper's gonna die!
And the Reaper's gonna die, so that's a perfect trade for Snute.
I don't know if you saw, there was definitely a moment of panic there. That Reaper did a bit of a spiral. Not sure which way to go.
Both ways were going to the dead, so...
We're gonna have the Hellion follow-up to this, once again, as always. I find it shocking that he's continuing to stick with the Hellions. Not that it's a bad choice, but he's not been able to do anything with them.
No, he goes. He changed up his play. He's going. Maybe he's going Blue Flame Hellions, but I think he's going Siege Tanks. So he's not that much vulnerable versus these Roach attacks. I think that's pretty a good idea from him.
Yeah, even just having one tank up on the high ground changes so much when it comes to dealing with that Roach push. And that really caught me off guard, because yeah, this is Polt also kind of playing, like, adapting to the way Snoot's been playing.
Yeah. The Link's sneaking in, but don't do really damage. See the orbital timing and the bunker is coming up.
This is so weird though, because Snute, he might get caught off guard by this. Polt almost, and I'm not talking today, Polt almost never goes tanks in general. I've seen him do it about once before versus Nurchio, but that's the only player I've seen him whip tanks out against. So this to me kind of says like, this is Polt's final form, you know?
Yeah.
Well, only one tank coming out.
The Overlord. Oh, didn't see it. I'm not quite sure.
This still looks fishy though. He might not have seen the tank, but he sees that tech lab and has got to wonder why is there a naked tech lab there? And that should, to someone like Snute, read as, okay, there's a tank out. Maybe one or two, I don't actually know, but...
Yeah, and for a late Banshee that would be pretty late.
Well, yeah, especially with no starport in sight. I mean, that would be a really late bitch. Talk about awkward. Polt's, I like this though. He's set up nicely, but both players, I mean, Snute equally playing kind of defensive, going for that third base, has the evolution chambers at the front, getting ready for that wall off. Roachborn coming down, playing this absolutely perfect, as he has every game. But Snute's, I don't know, this one tank might be enough to just completely throw him off.
Yeah, could be. What I'm seeing now is investing not into armor upgrade Polt here. Maybe he's getting a more siege tank.
Yeah, he swapped back. I love that choice. More tanks would definitely be a big addition to the army. I mean, he's been relying a lot on Widow Mines that, of course, as we've seen, they're not effective versus roaches at all.
Yeah.
Tanks, of course, a completely different question.
He goes, because he gets the siege tanks and really early upgrades, he will have really late medivac, so he will go for late drop play, I think. And there is a Widow Mine at the third base. The queen saw it. I'm just gonna hit the queen, but not gonna kill it off.
I like that he borrowed the Widow Mine in the other base as well, going to deny any sort of fourth command that side of the map. If he can force Snute to keep expanding towards the west, the left side of the map, then it's going to become a lot easier to start picking things off, dropping in the main while hitting the fourth, completely spreading the army. I mean, it's hard, even as a Zerg player with creep spread, it's still hard to split your army and respond to drops and pushes at the same time. And yeah, that did force a fourth base over here on the left.
Yeah. And Snute is going for roaches now to deal off with the Hellions because he's thinking they are coming, but actually he switched off the factory to the tech lab again and didn't build any Hellions.
This
and
is really cool. I like that he did that.
He's getting melee upgrades. And yeah, as I said, he's going Ling Baneling Infestor and he will go into Ultralisks then.
It's gonna be... I don't know, if he spots the tanks, that might change his mind though, because of course Ultras are not bad versus tanks, but once you have enough of them and they are spread out like crazy, it's very difficult for the Ultras to actually take them down.
Yeah.
I still find it ridiculous, by the way, that Ultras are so big that they actually soak the splash damage of the tanks. Like, that will never make sense to me. Well, with the upgrades, I mean, of course, you only do need that +1 weapon upgrade on the tanks to start one-shotting any level of armor for Zerglings, so clearing out the sort of cannon fodder will be not a problem for Polt, but, you know, if there's roaches mixed into that, they're not exactly going to get taken down very quickly.
Yeah. And he's actually going for our missile turrets. He doesn't know that Snute is going for infestors right now, so he just pretends to be safe if Snute goes Mutas.
I think as well, if he knew this fourth base was coming already for Snute, we'd see at least something going on. But turtling up, I mean, a Terran can comfortably play off 3 bases, there's no question, but because of mules, he'll mine out so quickly, and if Snute has, you know, 5-6 bases by the time he gets his fourth, Polt could be in a lot of trouble economically.
Yeah, and he's already taking his 2 more gases at the third, so he's maybe gonna add more factories for more siege tanks soon.
We'll have to wait and see. The roaches are going to push it up here and still has not actually revealed any tanks on the field yet.
That's gonna get some SCV kills here.
I like this though. He could have easily brought the tanks in to clean this up, but still hiding them. Still unsure. I mean, Snute has no idea. I mean, tanks could be expected. I mean, he might always just be ready for anything. It is Snute after all, but I mean, he hasn't actually confirmed the tanks, and that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah. And Polt is pushing out with his marines, gets the map control back.
Well, that hive is on the way. It's nearing completion. We'll have to see if the fast ultras come, or if Snute will apply a lot of pressure and just wait for that switch later on.
I think he needs to play Ultralisks and defend Polt's push, and behind he needs to go Broodlords, because I think he gets Marauder Marine tank, and that's Ultralisk just gonna die versus such a composition.
Yeah. Huge run by though coming up here to the north. There is a wall off, but there's actually no units really left at home. Polt's with us. Yeah, he seems them. But okay, a big fungal across the map as well. This medevac drop. Unfortunately, all the Marines will go down. And with nothing to defend these tanks, he's got to lift them up if he wants any chance to keep them alive. Festers, though, are being so nasty with these fungals.
Yeah, it was perfectly made by Snute, and he as well killed off 6 more workers, so in total he has 11 worker kills.
And that +1 weapon I just want to point out here, lots of the Zerglings skirted by with just barely a few health remaining on them because he doesn't have that tank weapon upgrade yet. And oh, these roaches. Oh
he's
no.
getting the siege tanks.
These are really important. He couldn't afford to lose those right now. It's just Marines, pure Marines behind this. Not to say that that's a bad composition. He does have the 2-2, but with 2 Ultralisks on the way, Chitinous Plating as well, these Marines are just going to tickle them at best.
Yeah. Well, the Banelings are a little bit risky morphed in, because... yeah, now he's cancelled them. Because Infestors don't have energy yet, they're like 2 Infestors which could funnel. There's 3.
Alright, well, drop here at the 4th.
Marines.
Or sorry, 5th rather. Drop does cancel that base. Some great spread out of Polt though. I mean, he doesn't know whether this is Banelings. He's got to worry about this. And Snute, I'd love for him to utilize some Baneling mines versus Polt even. Something that doesn't happen so much anymore. Could catch Polt off guard.
Yeah, and Polt is actually switching back into Widow Mines and give up about the tanks, so I'm not actually sure why he did get the Weapon 1 upgrade.
I think he planned to go with more tanks, but just realized like it's not working out for him right now.
Yeah. Yes, and lots of Marines, so if Snute hits before too many Marauders are out, that could be devastating.
Oh, here come the Infestors though. So many with energy. One gets picked off by the Widow Mine. The rest of them are very low, but the Banelings are just cleaning everything up here. Oh my god.
Perfect hits. The Widow Mine couldn't really do anything. There are more Middle Mines spawning. They're getting... oh no, Perfect is living here. Getting some lings.
But the Ultras are still standing.
Snute is in a really good position right now.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when he took that 4th base very early, that just kind of said he had control of the map. He was able to get away with it, too, for so long at this point.
And he's actually building more static defense at this 4th.
Oh, Polt's been continuing to drop, but all these Marines finally getting pretty much stimmed out at this point. That's Medevac with so little health left on it. Has to be careful.
That little corner there.
Yeah, just kind of tucked away like, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Please don't kill me.
Pretty much. But okay, we got more macro orbitals coming out of Polt. He can't really afford to expand, but he's going to have the mules and the scans he needs to really be able to stay in this game. Plus 3 weapons are nearing completion, and I don't know, I feel like he just doesn't have enough Marauders currently to deal with a massive amount of Ultralisks.
Yeah, he has just 5 Marauders on the field, but he has a lot of Widow Mines. Actually, he's still only on 1 factory.
Oh, he had 3, didn't he? Yeah, he's got 3 factories.
Oh no, he has 3 factories, I'm sorry. Didn't see them at that expansion.
But one thing I'm concerned about is, yeah, he's got a lot of Widow Mines, and those are going to be great, but as we see here, Snoot's doing a great job of sending a couple lings at a time to try and bait them out. Ultras, of course, soak like 5 Widow Mine hits each, so it's going to be very difficult to rely on them for damage versus this many Ultralisks, but Snute making a classic mistake right now of having too many Ultralisks and not enough other units. Because just pure Ultras lose games more than they win games.
I think because you have such a huge bang, you should already switching to Broodlords, because like Marine Marauder Widow Mines, if you hit good timing, you can easily take out the forest. And actually it's losing so many Ultralisks.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Like, so often I see players lose game from having too many Ultralisks. Maybe, like, whether it's Broodlords like you suggested, or whether it's more Infestors, more Zerglings, he needs more to flood in with this, because just Ultralisks are clunky, big, and small in numbers.
Yeah. He's adding now 56 lings, so I think there are gonna be some Banelings.
Talk about some Banelings! 29 Banelings!
If he micros properly, he will do a lot of damage. But he has so many Widow Mines on the field. He has actually 17 Widow Mines on the field.
Wow, that's quite a lot. And he's going to spread them out nicely. We saw him do that on Akalon Waste. I'm sure if you got that game, it was just absurd looking at that. But we've got double drops coming down here. We'll cancel this base and most likely ferry on over to the main. The Infestors are actually not close enough to fungal this, so this drop is not in any real danger.
And keep in mind, Snute took already such a early 4th that he's gonna be way...
this planetary not getting repaired. This planetary should not have fallen down as quickly as it did, but the big force just pushing into the 4th base here of Snute. Both players just looking to trade the map up a bit. We've got, oh my god, unfortunately one of the admins slowing down.
Static defense takes a little bit of time for the Terran army, but...
oh, with the planetary...
like a base trade.
Yeah, the planetary's knocking down a lot of these Zerglings, but none of the Banelings, so the wall goes down, and there's nothing at home to defend. A couple of Marauders on the high ground. Both players with so much across the map from one another. And Snute is actually leaving the base alone here. He probably should have finished that off. Not sure I agree with that. The drop of the main doing so much damage. The giant push here. And the infestors. Oh, the infestors clean up this bio. But there's a lot of Widow Mines.
But the Medivacs don't have energy anymore, so the friendly fire is gonna be really devastating if they hit.
Yeah, absolutely. But the Ultra's coming here
is going down.
Does just lift above it. A great choice is made. The Hive falls. And back at home, Polt's actually going to hold this. Snute not taking out the third base really didn't actually affect the economy at all of Polt. He killed some SCVs, but big deal. He's got orbitals. He'll drop those mules.
Yeah.
Both players actually not really causing the game-ending damage, but Polt definitely picking off way more tech than his opponent. Infestation Pit now gone. No more Infestors, no more Zerglings, only Ultras to try and remax on. That's not something fun to deal with.
It's 26 to 60 workers, but he has 5 orbital commands, so there are a lot of mules available for Polt here. And
can you imagine if these 2 Zerglings burrowed in the middle line were Banelings instead?
Oh yeah, I sometimes do that move. That's so funny.
But okay, this is still a very scary force. Polt has more than enough to hold this, I feel, especially if he spreads.
Yeah.
Oh, those 2 Zerglings! They unburrow and they're killing a lot of the SCVs. More SCVs than they should, really. In fact, he's going to kill every SCV at the natural.
Every SCV,
Why is Polt not reacting to this?
He's now down to 20 workers, so he's losing like almost all of his economy, and he didn't drop any mules yet. He dropped some at his third, but this is already mined out.
Alright, well, Widow Mines go off on those Ultralists. They do still stay in after, though, which is kind of a big deal. Another base here in the right corner of the map with lots of mules mining. Polt, I don't know, he doesn't have the supply on his side, but again, a lot of that, I feel the army supply is pretty even. It's just the difference in workers at this point.
Yeah, and he's going in right now.
Oh, pushing forward here very boldly, but look at that spread! Both sides, the Ultra's coming from another side. Polt thinking he had the upper hand there for just a second, but a fungal changing everything. Ultra's going to try and force the way in here, but again, those fungal growths are just locking this army down. Polt needs to retreat.
Are doing a really good job here at supporting the Ultralisk, so...
Polt can't lose the top of this ramp, I feel. The Ultras can never engage up a skinny choke like that. The Infestors are all out of energy, no more fungals, and actually the only...
The third was picked up by Polt here, so pretty good move there, so...
Both players on 1 mining base each at this point.
Yeah.
But uh-oh, Polt's gonna lose this. No! Oh, Snute doesn't see it!
He doesn't see it,
oh
but the
my
mules
god!
are already over, so... Doesn't have any mules anymore, I think. Has some energy.
Snute's got a massive bank too. I just want to throw that out there, but unfortunately these medevac's getting caught by fungals. One goes down. Another one should be able to unload in the main here. But uh-oh. This is... I can't believe this. This is such a weird base trade. We have Banshees coming out now, and of course there is no anti-air on the field other than the infested Terrans.
But there is still, Snute is still a Spire up, so as long as Polt doesn't kill it, he can still build Mutalisk versus Banshees, but he doesn't have a Lair Tech, but he has 3 Overseers right now, and Fungal versus Cloak Banshees.
Yeah, we actually do have a single Corruptor with this army, as weird as that is to see.
It's like the single Swarm host, which you can build.
Oh, the Ultralisk Cavern goes down!
And the Painting Nest as well.
Nyrax, there's no more Hive on the field. That Ultras Cavern will never be rebuilt anytime soon. This is it for the Ultras. If Polt can just slowly win this game through, like, if he picks off the Ultralisks, he'll only have Lings to deal with. And I think he can win the game off of that. But breaking the Ultralisk is not going to be an easy task, as there are 14 on the field.
And he's completely mined out. At the 4th base there is a Ling borrowed. He tried to take the orbital to the 5th base. Maybe Snute is gonna see it, and still a Widow Mine is cancelling Snute's 5th base for the 3rd time now.
Oh man, the drone. So irritated. But this is such a weird situation. His Pulse, it looks like he's on the verge of defeat, but I can still see him bringing this back if the right moves are made. But with the amount of Infestors on the field, actually, I don't think this Bioforce can take their Ultrask army. 8 Infestors are just way too many to deal with.
And he's going in. The Bio army is actually not in position. They're not really attacking. It just splits them, but it's everything gonna take.
The fungal growths. He's gonna clean up half the Ultras.
And I think that's it for Polt. Snute is gonna take it.
Yeah, Polt has no money. He's gonna try and drop a couple mules. Maybe no, not even. Kiting his heart out, knowing that this is the last couple units he has on the field. If he gets fungled, that's it. But he's actually killing so. He picks up.
So Crop can't chase the Medivacs, so he's getting away with some units.
And there's the mule drop, and oh, he lifts the orbital!
Oh,
Why
he
did he lift
lifts
the
the
orbital? He dropped all the mules, and now they're gonna ghost. They're not gonna go
No,
to
they,
this.
they go away, they go away. Oh, he saw it.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, meanwhile, the main base has nothing to defend it. This choke was his best fighting advantage point, but he no longer has it.
He has no production anymore. Snute is in his main base. He has
He
some
needs to
money,
lift.
but he can't produce anything.
He needs to just lift everything he has. I mean, there's no point trying to leave this on the ground.
And the last Medivacs between
Good
and
game.
GG well played.
Oh my
Snute
God.
takes it.
Coming back
That
from
was-
a 2-0 deficit at the start, Polt winning this, or sorry, Snute winning this over Polt. Congratulations to him.
He played that perfectly the last 3 games. That was really nice by him.